The theme of this year's Munich Security Conference, multipolarization, highlights a defining feature of today's world. Yet, the critical question remains, what kind of a multipolar world are we heading toward? Will it be one where the strong do what they can and the weak suffer what they must? Or a world where if you are not at the table, you are on the menu? Unfortunately, recent developments offer little cause for optimism. The ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and the Gaza Strip, where some 2 million have been displaced, raise alarming concerns. Does a multipolar world inevitably lead to chaos, conflict, and confrontation? When the U.S. finally proposed a peace deal for the Ukraine conflict, the focus seemed less on achieving a fair and lasting peace in Europe and more on maintaining U.S. primacy by containing the rise of China.
The U.S. is prioritizing deterring war with China in the Pacific, recognizing the reality of scarcity and making the resourcing trade-offs to ensure deterrence does not fail.
In Gaza, the U.S. is publicly considering a controversial plan to seize land for waterfront property development, displacing Palestinian residents. At the same time, U.S. President Donald Trump has openly announced proposals to acquire Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal. The world cannot help but ask, does multipolarity simply mean the domination of a superpower and the strong bullying the weak? This uncertainty is further compounded by the imposition of tariffs on much of the world, a disregard for trade rules, and the unilateral withdrawals from the World Health Organization and the Paris Climate Accord. The U.S. has also imposed sanctions on the International Criminal Court, delivering heavy blows to international institutions that serve as a foundation of global relations. These actions raise a critical question. In a multipolar world, do international law, the WTO, and institutions like United Nations still hold relevance? In contrast to this growing chaos, China stands out with a clear vision for a more equitable multipolar world. At the Munich Security Conference, Foreign Minister Wang Yi emphasized the importance of equal treatment for all nations, regardless of size, and stressed the need to respect international law to prevent disorder. He highlighted the significance of norms, standards, and leadership role of major powers.
多极格局不能是无序的状态。如果没有的规矩，昨天在餐桌上，明天就可能在菜单里。大国要带头讲诚信、讲法治，坚决摒弃言行不一、零和博弈。
China has taken concrete steps toward building such a world order. For example, China has led global efforts on climate change, not only by signing the Paris Agreement, but also by establishing the world's largest clean power generation system. China is also a strong advocate for free trade and economic globalization, having been the world's largest trading nation in goods for 8 consecutive years. Known for its consistency, stability, and predictability, China offers certainty in an otherwise uncertain world. In the spirit of promoting peace, justice, and fairness, Wang Yi responded to the controversial U.S. peace proposal by welcoming efforts for peace, but insisting that all parties and stakeholders must be included in the process. This subtle but clear message reaffirms that no nation should be excluded from the peace process, that peace deals without Ukrainian or Palestinian involvement aren't tenable, and that no country should find itself on the menu. In simple terms, this is the world we hope for, one defined by equality, mutual respect, and adherence to international law and treaties, a fairer and more just global order.